So, hi guys.
Hey,
Here we are.
how you doing, Sasha? Привет, как дела?
Привет. I'm trying to fix my focus. No,
Yeah?
I think so. So guys, I'm happy to see you here. I'm happy to see you, Benson. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your cooperation.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So,
I'm glad to see you too.
there are so many countries actually watching us right now.
Diversity,
Like,
I like that. Yeah, there's Argentina,
I
there's
have
Japan, there's Korea.
two screens, and I'm looking at the chart, and yeah,
Yeah,
it's going so fast.
yeah, I'm trying to watch the chat in the same time. There's some Russian, there's some WhatsApp from Oldman, there's Thomas, there's Misa, there's so many people from
Yeah,
from Italy. We have people from Italy, from
Argentina, Indonesia,
Argentina.
Brazil, Mexico,
Yeah, Algeria, Russia. Yeah, there's so many people. A lot
Finland,
of
Philippines,
Finland. Yeah, Finland,
Pakistan.
Pakistan. Wow, we got a lot of diversity,
Yeah,
and
I think
that's what
whole
I like.
world are watching us right now.
Yeah, that's sounds like a Daft Punk, around the world. Everybody's there.
Yeah. So, guys, as you remember, I asked you to send me questions for Benson, aka Carlos, and I asked him to do the same for me. We don't know questions for each other, so I gathered like 6 pages for you. It's so many questions. I systemized them. I try to
Follow sequence, huh?
yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
So, I would like to start not from questions, but just tell about small talk about ourselves. I would like to know you better. Maybe you can say something, some words about you.
So, my name is Benson Mokhtar. I'm French Algerian. I've been studying modeling actually and acting back in. Maybe I shouldn't talk about it. Maybe it's gonna appear in your questions. So maybe I'm just gonna stop there.
No, if you will ask, I will just skip these questions after because you will
Okay,
answer them.
So I started modeling in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
I had an approach when I was living in Montreal, like in Quebec, back in the days, in 2006. But I was very involved with my studies. I was studying electrical engineering.
Wow.
Yeah, and I got my master degree by the time, and then I went to Los Angeles. Actually, I was just by the time I wasn't even thinking about like pursuing modeling when I went there. But as I was mingling and living in Los Angeles, I was approached by many photographers, and how do you call those people who approach you?
Agents,
Uh,
scouts.
scouters in the street, and then I was like, okay, let's give it a try. So the idea was to learn English because by the time my English was horrible,
How was
and I was
how old was you? Were
that's a
you?
secret.
Oh, okay. So I was sure that you
Yeah.
you know English like from childhood.
No. Actually, I had to learn it. We learn English in France, but we have a horrible methodology in France. The way we learn English in France or any language is just terrific. That's when I started to travel, that I actually pick up languages,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because we don't like in France we only focus on the grammar. We don't focus on the pronunciation, on the key sounds. Like for
I think
example,
it's the same everywhere.
everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, it's the same thing in Japan.
In
Like
Russia as well,
yeah.
100%.
That's funny. But the key idea to learn a language, any language, is to I would say to focus on the key sounds. You know, like schwa sound. Like for example, in English and in Russian, there's a lot of right? You don't say American, you say American, American. Or like in Russian, you don't say холошо, you say хорошо.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. We
so the
change the
vowels,
sounds.
yeah, so the vowels became schwa sounds in phonetics. Okay, let's
So,
switch to real questions.
no, actually, as you start speaking about how you learn in so many languages, because I got a lot of questions about. Let me find them. Like you already answered how you learn them, just during traveling, right?
Yeah, but wait a second. Like kind of sounds of a language class now, but let me explain you. So I started to learn English, right?
Uh-huh.
And I knew German before, but my German was horrible
Uh-huh.
by the time. So I went to some specific institutes, like English Institute in Los Angeles, some institute in Egypt in Al Qahira in Cairo. I went to a institute in Japan, and then I've been like doing a lot of online study
Mm-hmm.
and classes
Mm-hmm.
to improve. And then once I was learning, your brain start to wire and connect the dots with the similarity with
Mm-hmm.
other languages, and it become kind of natural
Mm-hmm.
to learn languages. As I learned, for example, Japanese, it made it easy to learn Korean or Chinese, because Korean and Japanese have exactly the same grammar when it comes to the grammar.
Mm-hmm.
So same thing for Arabic and Hebrew. Been learning Arabic, and technically I was also learning Hebrew. So it's just like a sequence.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a sequence. You learn a language, you're actually learning some more.
Mm-hmm.
You're not only learning one language. You learn the grammar. You learn like a whole spectrum,
Mm-hmm.
if you prefer. So this is
So,
how
and
I.
how many languages do you know?
So I speak 4 languages
Uh-huh.
fluently, like
Okay.
French, Français, English, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
Al-Arabiya, Arabic, and Nihongo, Japanese fluently. Then I speak German. Ich kann auch auf Deutsch sprechen. Und weil ich lebe an der französischen Grenze nach Deutschland, so that's German.
Mm-hmm.
Я немного говорю по-русски.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Russian. I speak a little bit Russian. También yo hablo español porque es un idioma muy similar, es como francés,
Mm-hmm.
Spanish. And I know Latin language. I can pick up like Latin language, even if I don't speak them properly. I still understand because it's very similar to French,
Lucky
Spanish.
you, I always was so fascinated by the people who can just speak some sounds and they already start to understand any language. Like
That's very
I know some people who in my surrounding who knows 5 or 7 languages. It's insane.
kind of similar.
Which one was the hardest for you?
I would say the hardest is German, definitely German.
German. Mm.
Yeah, because in German there's those declension system, like accusative, dative, nominative, genitive,
Mm-hmm.
and there's case in gender, and if you prefer, depending the case.
Mm-hmm.
For example, die Sonne, der Sonne, the sun is masculine
Mm-hmm.
when it's nominative, and it becomes feminine
Mm-hmm.
when it's an object. It becomes die Sonne. So you have to
Yeah.
think carefully. Russian is actually easier than German,
Mm-hmm.
and Russian grammar looks similar to Arabic for some reason. The grammar is exactly the same. They have the same declension. There's the two type of phrases in Russian. There's nominal phrases or sentence with only nouns, and verbal sentences. just like in Arabic and Hebrew by
Mm-hmm.
extension. So it made it kind of easy to pick up Russian. And it's a beautiful language. I just love it.
Okay, so you actually answered on all questions about language, how you learned them, how difficult was it, and you already said some tips about this. One guy asked you to teach him your accent because he have heard that all foxy ladies love it. It drives them crazy.
That's from Resident Evil 3, the original on PlayStation from 1999. All the foxy ladies love my accent, right? I know, I know. That's what Carlos Oliveira said
So
in the
you
first office.
have you played original version?
Original game?
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I played. Actually, my first Resident Evil experience was the second one, Resident Evil 2 on PlayStation, and I just fell in love with the franchise after this.
When was
Then
it?
I played. It was in 1999.
Whoa.
I had the Japanese version, I believe, and I think it was still in English, even though it was in English because I didn't have it in French, I believe. But anyway, no, that was 1996. Sorry, the Resident Evil 2, 1996 or 1997. I'm not quite sure. But I just felt in love with the game. The concept was something new because it was 16-byte console previously, and then this 3D console, new generation coming, and you have Resident Evil, and it's something totally different from what we knew before. Then I played Resident Evil 3, and I fell in love with the game because it was more action than the second one. The second one
Really?
is more like, yeah. Resident Evil 2 is more like a survival horror. You try
Uh-huh.
to survive. You
Uh-huh.
don't have that much of ammunition. You don't have that much of a. You don't want to fight the zombies. You want to skip them. You want to run away because you don't have ammunition. You don't have weeds or plants anymore. You don't have that much. In Resident Evil 3, the concept is slightly different. It's much more like action, like Rumble like video game. So it's more like boom. So it was great.
I'm so impressed that you get to know this franchise so long time ago. Wow.
Yeah, it's a beautiful game.
Yeah. I just started to get know this now. I've heard a lot about this, but I have never played, and I really liked the game. I finished this, and especially,
So,
I mean, I haven't played original version. Which I would like to fix this mistake, and
mm,
but how Capcom is doing right now, like I even can't express this. Like it's masterpiece.
yeah, it's a masterpiece, definitely. Because even if the original is still in my heart, I still have a place in my heart. The new version is something really, really well done. I mean, like the graphics
Yeah.
to begin with is just crazy, and the gameplay, I believe, in my opinion, is better than the second one. It's like same as I said previously in Resident Evil 2, like the old version compared to the Resident Evil 3 old version. You see that Resident Evil 3 Remake is more like action oriented. You can dodge, you can punch, you can go like Shoryuken, right? With Jill, she can dodge and like fight back with a knife. And it's just, I just love it. If you see my streaming on YouTube, go check. I actually play better with you, with Jill, than with Carlos, actually.
No, I've heard that you finished this game already on the highest level of
Yeah, Nightmare, and I'm
nightmare.
playing, Inferno, which is the hardest, and I'm just like like I become very strong actually with Jill, especially. So it's like I'm just having fun. I didn't finish it yet. Maybe I'm gonna finish it tonight, maybe tomorrow. But yeah, I really improved my skills. At the beginning, I wasn't that good, to be honest. Then I was trying like to challenge. I like challenges, right? So I was like, okay, let's try next level, next level, next level. Now as I was like playing, I become very skillful thanks to Jill.
I hope one day I will be able to improve my skills and to change this difficulties level and probably Inferno Nightmare. Who knows? It will be funny because
Inferno is just crazy.
I was screaming even on the easiest one.
I saw that.
You
I
saw,
saw the
yeah.
stream. Yeah,
I had actually I had question about this. What do you
yeah.
know? What do you think about my streams?
Very funny. Very funny to see your facial expression, the way you react when you like.
Yeah, it's just for fun. It's not for exchanging
Uh,
some skills, gaming skills. No, my
yeah, it's like
streams not about this.
when you're in the hospital and playing with Carlos,
Yeah,
there's a kind of a monster coming, like a reptile, like
yeah, yeah,
a
yeah, yeah,
monster,
yeah.
and you're like, wow,
Yes, yes.
that was priceless.
It was unexpected.
Just love it. Oh my god.
So, so. Where do you live now?
Like right now, I'm in France. I can't go back to Japan because it's still, lockdown,
Hmm.
quarantine, and I'm in Paris for the moment.
And how long have you been to Japan?
Been living over 4 years in Japan,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm planning to go back. But now it's not the good timing. Everything is locked, so maybe the better choice is to stay here. And I can't even travel. I can't even go to Japan or America or like England because technically you can move from France. You can go like 100 kilometer in the surrounding only.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you have to bring a kind of paper, like
Mm-hmm.
in Germany, like Papieren. You have to provide this paper. If you don't have it, you can get in trouble with the police. So
Actually, the same in Russia. We need some permission to travel even through the Moscow through the city. Even
kind of
go out somewhere like to shop
kind
and
of feels like a real time Resident Evil, isn't it?
yes, yes, and it's
It's
so
like
scary. I
it's like
mean,
there is an
yeah,
yeah.
it happened like the same time, like the release of the game and this outbreak of coronavirus.
I hope Nemesis is not gonna appear, right?
I hope so because it cost me a lot to
Because
fight with him.
yeah, I can fight Nemesis in the game, but I can't go like fighting him for real. I can go Shoryuken with Jill, but I can't do that for real, right? And it rhymes. I can go Shoryuken with Jill, but right? Okay, I was trying to be funny.
So you mean that in real situation, if like
Yeah,
all these things happen like in Resident Evil 3, you won't be able to survive, right?
I don't think so.
Because I have this question, and guys asked about this, like, what are you going to do in this case?
Well, I will run, just run,
Run.
right?
It won't be like Resident Evil 3. It will be like Resident Evil 2. Yeah, just
It, wi-
survivor
yeah,
horror.
yeah. Try to survive to get some, ammunition, food, and just run away when I see a zombie-like people or whatever. I hope it's not gonna happen.
Me
Talking
too. Me too.
talking about that, uh, remember that thing, the Umbrella
Yeah.
Corporation
Yeah.
logo?
Yeah.
You aware about? Yeah, you do. about that logo like in China,
Yes.
and it's exactly the same but green instead.
Is it real or it's fake? Because I haven't
No,
checked it properly. Like I have seen some guys like tagged me and like especially before release, and they told like, oh, it's happening, and this umbrella logo and logo from this clinic in Wuhan. Like what the fuck?
it's like a sign, you know. It's like literally a sign. It's like
It's
in Resident.
definitely a
Yeah.
bad sign.
You know, in Resident Evil, they make jokes sometimes. You know, there's signs that tells you that things gonna happen, and when you play Jill right at the beginning, there's a big sign falling right in front of you, right? And it says like signs. So maybe we're gonna have signs in the same way. Still trying to be funny.
Okay. Just keep a positive mindset, and I think it will help you anyway.
It will,
It's better than to be depressed and in such situations.
of course. Watch me play on YouTube, you will understand. You will see I'm very positive. Well, I'm getting mad sometimes when I'm playing, you know. But soon as I do a lot of comments, a lot of references, play the game.
So
You will play,
it make you relax, right?
of course. At the beginning, I was kind of stressed out, but as I improved, I got confident, and I can even like moonwalk with Jill and Carlos now while fighting the zombies. I make them dance. So it's not Nemesis anymore. It's Jill. You know, like the zombies are getting scared of Jill. Go check my YouTube. Like I told you, we'll see.
Okay, I will check it. So, and you haven't finished your talk about your career. How did you start it?
Like scouters, people asking me, you should try modeling. You should try modeling. At the beginning, I wanted
But at
to.
that time, you tried yourself in acting, or you've
I
been
was, yeah, exactly. I
used to.
was more like acting oriented, right?
Uh-huh. But do you have a special education in acting, or it's just
Yeah, I actually took some classes in
classes?
Los Angeles,
Mm-hmm.
in Tokyo. I've been taking like some stunt acting class as well. I've been practicing martial arts since I'm a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
There's different skills, and
What
I'm
kind of
trying to do
martial
a
arts?
patchwork. I started with Taekwondo, which is
Whoa.
Korean, you know,
Mm-hmm.
Hapchagi, Bondolyochagi, Furyochagi, Pomse, you know. Then I practiced Karate Kyokushin, which is very violent, Thai boxing, then proper boxing. Then I
So
did
tell
some
me what you can't do. What you can do.
what I can't do.
Can't do.
I can't fly.
And touch the sky, obviously.
I tried, and it, it ended up pretty bad.
So because you tell me you know like 4 languages you can speak fluently, 2 languages extra, like okay, you can speak them and understand
Four,
them.
four extra languages, but in a less formal,
4. Okay,
like with
eight in
German. Yeah.
total. Like 4 kind of
Mm.
martial arts, acting, modeling. You are electric engineer, and
Yeah,
so I have a question. Can you cook?
of course. I'm
And
French. Okay.
oh,
In French, Algerian and French love to cook.
so it was
That's
a stupid question. Okay,
no.
but guys ask you and tell me, do you know how to cook blin? And do you actually know the meaning of this word in Russian?
Blin.
Blin. I always repeat this word in my streams, but it's like two meanings in Russian. You don't
You're gonna
know?
have to teach me. Я не понимаю, что
The first
что
meaning,
говорил.
of blin, it's like it's pancake.
Pancake.
But
I can make
I
pancake and
always,
crepes.
yeah, crepes. But I always repeat it in English when I like crab, like
crepes,
yeah.
pancakes, crepes.
No, no, no.
We have some.
Crabs, it's in French. Like when
Yeah.
I say it during the streams, it's like crab. I can't
Like,
do
oh
this.
crap!
Crab,
Oh
yeah.
crap! Oh crap! You wanted to say crap, right? Okay, what can I cook? Like obviously, like making crepes is a national sport in France. So and pancake is pretty easy. Do you know like Algerian crepes or North African crepes called barlil or msammen? It's like thick,
What the difference? I've lived in Paris, and
thicker.
I've seen these small spots which are doing crepes on the streets, and it's like
Like really,
really thin. Not like
that, that is
the
French.
it's French.
That is French crepe.
We
Barlil,
we do the same in Russia. I don't like this like this.
you don't like thick?
Mm-mm.
It kind of looks like pancakes. You know, when I was living in America, I was making fun of pancakes and calling them barlil because it's like Algerian
Yeah.
crepes. Like,
Because in English, they don't have like the meaning of blin, and they have only pancakes, and pancakes actually look different. That's why. So,
pancake is much
guys,
thicker.
he can cook blins.
I can cook blins.
Perfect.
Yeah. How you say I can cook in Russian?
Я могу готовить.
Я могу готовить.
Я могу готовить блины.
Я могу готовить блины. Да.
Perfect. What other hobbies do you have?
Learning languages, reading history books, sports, a lot of sports, going to the gym. I like to swim. I really like to swim. And unfortunately, I can't swim now, so I'm just doing like a body lifting, you know, like pumps and push-ups and dips, and trying to stay fit, like a plank. You know what's the plank?
Yes.
So plank is perfect for your core, and as I can't go outside, I mean that's the perfect outfit, not outfit, but workout. How about you?
About hobbies, or what do you mean?
Like, do you work out during the confinement, during the lockdown?
Not really. I'm lazy. I can't do it at home. I prefer to go to gym, because when you come, you for sure you will do anything. And I need this equipment. I can do it at home, but it's like not the same atmosphere.
Motivation, right?
Yeah,
It's a question of motivation.
I don't have motivation at home,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
makes sense. So I'm trying to read like the live chat. How's the quarantine life for you guys? It's just great. I'm having fun with Resident Evil. I'm playing Carlos and Jill. So I'm just having a lot of fun, believe me. Like I said, check my YouTube channel. You will see. How about you?
What am I doing during quarantine, you mean?
Like, are you having fun during the quarantine?
Actually, I can't say that I'm depressed, and it's like okay, we should deal with this. I read books. I'm working as well. I'm discovering YouTube, because there are so many tools, and it's so new for me. What else? Just one thing, I can't go outside like normally, and I don't see my friends for a long time already. That's a negative point.
There's someone who's asking if you have a brother. Do you?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I have brothers and sisters too. And
how many siblings do you have?
I have a big family. I have 5 elder sisters and 3 brothers.
Whoa, and where do they all live?
France and Germany, Luxembourg.
Oh.
And Algeria.
Wow.
Big family, like 1 elder brother, 2 younger brothers.
So to meet your friend or to meet your family, you need to travel almost whole Europe and North Africa, half a world.
any place I found like my family. Like even in the US, I walk like and I found out like this guy is my cousin, this guy is my cousin. I got a Russia, I got cousins, and I'm just kidding. I got a big family.
It's nice. I love big families. Do you have some kind of traditions in your family? Some specific ones?
Traditions.
Mhm.
What kind of tradition? Like
Mm,
I don't know.
maybe in your family or in your country, like which country? If you have Algerian, half French, or you have been
Born in France.
did you born in France? Okay.
Yeah, my sister born in Algeria actually.
Uh-huh.
Three of my sisters.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and what about
And
traditions? You don't have any specific ones.
what do you mean by what kind of tradition? Like it depends.
Um, um,
Like influences, Algerian influences. Definitely yes.
yeah, what way?
The dialect, the food. Like if you see how my mother cook, you would see that she's a cordon bleu. She's really good at cooking, and I miss her food. She does a lot of Algerian, North African food. Not only Algerian, she also do like Moroccan food and sometimes Tunisian food. And she can cook like French food. She's very talented at cooking, actually.
Mm,
Yeah. Do you cook, Sasha?
yes, I do. I do.
Yeah. What do you cook?
Mm,
Blin?
actually, I don't like to cook beans because it's like it's annoying to stand near the oven
Oh,
and just this to do the same and need to wait. I need to
like
prepare
to
and
cook it.
put in oven and just wait and after eat.
Makes sense. Like you don't have the patience, I believe.
No, sometimes
Isn't it?
I like to prepare something, but like I mm, I like to cook like pies. I can cook almost everything, but I don't like to do the same monotonous
Thing.
things.
Yeah, it's monotonous.
Actions.
It is. Yeah, I know what you mean. Sometimes cooking can be kind of monotone. I believe you.
Not
I
all
had that
cooking.
feeling.
Only beans. Only beans.
Yeah,
And what else? Pancakes, beans. What you?
making making crepes is actually a lot of fun. Like French crepes, because it go fast, right? It goes really fast. It quick, like the texture of the crepe, the pat,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
pasta that you're using. It's like a blink of an
Cri-
eye.
cri-
بلمح البصر, we say in Arabic.
crispy.
Yeah, it's crispy and it go fast. You put jam, you can put asal, like asal, how you say, honey.
Mm-hmm.
You can put like you can even sugar and citrus. You can even put like tuna or salmon. You can. It depends of your mood. So that's why making crepes, French crepes, is very fun, in my opinion. At least
Uh,
I
do
think
you,
blini.
do you like peanut butter? I have this question. And
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what. Why? Because when I'm working out, I need proteins, right?
uh-huh.
And peanut butter has a lot of proteins and
Fats,
how do you say calories.
calories.
So it's very useful. But I think it's too salty. It's very salty.
You can choose. I usually
Yeah.
buy not sweeter and not salty, like normal
You
salt.
don't? Okay.
I'm
So
sure you can choose. You can find not so salty. So you
the,
eat it often, right? Because of workouts.
I'm sorry. Can you
You
rephrase?
do you eat peanut butter often? I guess yes, because you work out very.
O- Only when I'm working out. Only
Only.
when I'm trying to gain muscle. For example, for project, I have to gain muscles or I have to get like muscle definition. So
Mm-hmm.
what I do, I eat a lot of like protein oriented food,
Mm-hmm.
like eggs, peanut butter in the morning, like oatmeal,
Yeah, I get you.
because 80% of your workout is actually depends on your nutrition, the way you're gonna eat. So you're gonna have to be very focused on the food and not really like the way you're gonna work out. So yeah,
Yeah, it's
I
true.
like peanut, I like peanut butter.
Me too.
You do?
Yeah, yeah.
But
Hmm? Tell
peanut
me.
butter is not very popular in France. Do you know that?
Peanut butter not popular in France?
No, no. Like you find it like in special stores, in special.
I think you can find it like in
You can find it, but not as easy as you would find in the US, for example.
I haven't been to US, that's why I
Never?
don't know. Like, you have these special shops, grocery shops, bio or something in Paris.
Yeah.
So I
Yes, yes.
think you can find there whatever you want, like for this.
Yeah, you find what you want, and it's gonna be slightly more expensive than the product in the local countries, but still good. Like what's more popular than jam in France is like than peanut butter is jam, confiture,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So this is really popular, and Nutella, of course.
Yeah, I
Do you
noticed
like?
that. No, I'm not fancy about Nutella.
I used to when I was younger, when I
It's
was a
too sweet
teenager.
to my mind.
But yeah, the meat like it became too sweet to me. And even like like sweets and chocolate balls, I'm trying like to limitate because as soon as I eat that kind of stuff, I have pimples.
Mm-hmm.
I had like a couple of sweets last time I played Resident Evil, and soon I had a pimple. I think here, Steve. I don't know if you see, like one here, one here. So I'm like, you better not, you better gotta stop eating this. So no more sweets anymore.
Okay. I'm trying to reduce it as well. So, Benson, tell me, what is your favorite city?
I'm gonna be sincere, Frank. The most beautiful city that I saw in like from far is Paris. It's really beautiful, like the architecture, the buildings, the Usmanian buildings, and the bridges. It's just beautiful. You go to Los Angeles or New York, it's not as beautiful. You go to Tokyo or Dubai. Paris is very special, actually. Really beautiful, I
I
believe.
agree. Is it
I
your
never been.
favorite city?
It is definitely my.
Mm-hmm.
People are kind of cold in Paris. You know, if you take Paris, you kick out French people from Paris because they're too cold. It's just perfect.
Yeah, French, not French. I mean, people from Paris, they,
Very cold,
yeah, yeah.
right? Very cold. Like Oida Saritai in Japanese. I just want to kick them out and then leave Paris as a beautiful city.
I think it's only because all north countries and all north cities, they are most close people. Like they are not so easygoing, and they are not
Yeah, it's true.
so.
Kind of. It's true. Like
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Even
German
if
people,
you
I
if
think,
you compare Russian cities like on the north and on the south, on the south they are more
jovial.
friendly,
Yeah,
and
jovial and friendly.
mhm.
Definitely yes. It's true.
Mm,
I've been like I when I go to Germany, I like to go to Düsseldorf, you know,
mhm.
and people are kind of cold too, you know. You talk to them even when they say thank you, you feel like they threatening you, like thank you, you know. The language is very tense and the way they very disciplined, but you know it has its charm anyway. I like Germany. Have you been to Germany?
Yes, I have been to Hamburg and to Berlin as well.
Berlin.
Hmm.
Yeah, Berlin is nice, big city.
If you had all expenses paid, what place in the world would you visit?
If I had what?
If all your expenses will be covered, someone will give you some amount of money and tell you like go wherever you want.
That's a really good question. I don't know. Like maybe I would pick up a city I never been. Because going to a
Probably you
city,
have something in your mind, which
well,
you.
like I said, Paris is a beautiful city, but I don't see myself living in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Okinawa, Japan,
Mm-hmm.
or Hawaii. You know, it's a little island, isolated. Would be nice to live there for the rest of your life. That's what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a nice choice, I believe. How about you?
Um, I would like to go to the place where I haven't been, or
Hmm.
probably I would like to come back to Japan because when I was working with Capcom, it was my first and once time there, and I really liked Japan. It's like another world, and in a good meaning.
It's
Uh,
a different dimension, isn't it?
it's awesome.
It is.
Also, I would like to go to Australia and New Zealand.
New Zealand is beautiful, I heard. There's a lot of like how you say, like the nature
Hmm.
hasn't been violated yet, so
So
nice place to
that's
live.
why I would like to go to New Zealand because it's super expensive, and if someone will cover my expenses, it will be great.
Yeah, definitely New Zealand is a place I want to go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I never
like
been
it's also other world. I can say, but in different meaning. Not Japan. Japan, it's like high tech. I don't
there. It's a
know.
mix. It's a mix between high tech and culture.
Well,
You know,
maybe probably because I have been only in Tokyo and Osaka, and I haven't traveled like. Oh, actually, I have been to Kyoto as well, and Kyoto is
Kyoto,
more like more
Kyoto
countryside.
is. Yeah, have you seen like the big Osaka? How you say, the castle, Osaka Castle, the
Yes,
green one.
yes, yes, yes.
Beautiful,
I
no?
went there. I remember that I had no internet. Like I came just for a few days there, and I just went and like I used the map, offline map, and I came
Yeah.
there early
So
morning, and it was so beautiful, so quiet, and so nice.
yeah, a lot of discipline, and it's clean. The city is clean.
Yeah, yeah, it's super clean.
Can I ask you a question? A funny question.
Sure.
What do you think of the toilets in Japan?
Oh, it's so interesting. When it's so funny. When I was in Japan the first time, I always to take a photo of the
Like, you know what?
toilets.
When I first saw like those toilets, I feel like you need a PhD to be able like to press the button. There's so many buttons, and it's all in Japanese. It's like getting in freezer spaceship. You have like plenty of buttons. You don't know what to do. You press a button. There's water coming out, and you're like, okay. You sit there. You're feeling it's hitting your thighs. Like wow, it's like technologies. They're literally in advance. They're in the future. So dans le futur, dans le turfu, like we say. They are in the future.
Yeah. I don't know if we can say this, but I really remember the toilet in CAPCOM. Like it was a little bit different from which I had in my hotel, but in my hotel it was also like this big thing, like with this special, how do you call it? Uh,
The remote,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
remote control.
I was calling to my mom like, Mama, it's you even can't imagine what is going on here. But
I believe I have the same
there are
same feeling.
everything is so small in Japan,
Yeah,
like super
yeah.
small.
Everything is. You know why? Because Japan is a small island, right? And
Mm-hmm.
there's so many people. They don't think. When they want to buy a building or build a building, they don't think like square meter. They don't try to spread it square meter. They think cube meter, like in high. They put like This is why you have tall buildings
Mm-hmm.
because they don't have that much of space, so they try to manage the space in 3D, like literally, like they think cube meter when trying to to save. They're trying to save space as much as they can, and everything is so tiny.
I was also so surprised when I have seen these highways, like double highways, like one
Yeah.
level, the second level, and you just go in. And these highways going through the building, like uh, I even I even remember, probably it's in Osaka, like the building and highway
Mm.
inside the building. No, it's in Osaka.
I saw this. There's in Osaka, and I believe there's also this in Tokyo when you go heading to forgot the name of the island. You know, they do motor show and like special event in that place. Odaiba, that's Odaiba.
Mm-hmm.
There's the monorail going through like buildings, and it's like you're in a different planet. The architecture is like something different from the rest of Tokyo. Really nice, actually. There's people they want to ask question. I think. Do you like dogs?
Me?
Someone is asking. Yeah, there's Esteban Casillas asking. Do you like dogs?
I like, but not big, because in my childhood I was scared by the dog, and I'm like a little bit nervous when I close to uh, any dog which I'm not familiar. Like, it's not my friend's dog. I have a cat.
Yeah, I like cats too. I'm more like a cat person than
Me too.
a dog person, to be frank. Like, I'm kind of scared of dog too, because I got a bad memory from when I was a kid. Dogs like running after me and my friends. Some dog having some of my friend calves in front of me. You know, the dog just came and bite him in the calf, and from this, I'm like, okay, no thanks for dogs. Leave me alone. I like cats. Even
Okay.
though my sister, I got a sister. She used to have a big Rottweiler. It's like German dogs. It was really nice, but still, I like cats more than dogs.
Okay. So, Benson, Carlos. I'm so
Sí, soy Carlos.
Carlos.
Los amigos.
Benson, I think it's time um,
Yep.
to answer some questions about franchise, Resident Evil.
Yeah. Let's
So
do that.
tell me how it happened. How did they find you, and what was your feelings?
So my agency called me and told me if I was interested to do a project with Capcom. They sent me an email first, and then I told them that I wanted to leave Japan by the time. They told me, "How about you stay a little bit longer? Maybe you take some vacation. You go, for example, to a country not too far." So I chose to go to Korea to Seoul. Then I came back, and after that they told me, "Okay, Capcom is really interested by you. You fit like some kind of features for a new project." They didn't want to tell me what was the project exactly. They just told me Capcom, and the person was gonna be Carlos. Soon as I heard Carlos, I was like, "That's it. That's
Easy.
Resident Evil." Yeah, yeah. I'm like, Carlos is Resident Evil, and the previous game released by Capcom was Resident Evil 2 Remake. So in my mind, it was naturally a sequence. To me, I was pretty sure that Resident Evil 3 was gonna come out right after Resident Evil 2, and my guess was right. It was Carlos Oliveira.
So, and that time you even didn't have you didn't hesitate anymore to stay
No,
for some time.
yeah, like I'm like being Carlos would be good, you know. You know, I didn't even do an audition. That's the crazy thing. Usually you do a lot of audition, right? There's first, second keep. You go like you have to go back and forth to see the clients. Nope, they just wanted me. At the point, like I told you, I wanted to leave, but my agency convinced me to stay longer, right? And then I got the job. I didn't meet nobody, so kind
And
of
you
lucky.
you didn't do any casting, right?
No casting. I didn't meet any Capcom official.
Mm-hmm.
No, nothing. Even in Tokyo, someone was supposed to come and see me for like like trying some outfit, some Carlos outfit. But I think they changed their mind because if they would have bring like the, the Carlos outfit, I would have guessed that it was Carlos. But guess what? I knew it was Resident Evil before they told me. So, how about you?
I got this offer from my mother agent in Moscow. I've been in Moscow, and he told me like it's kind of game, and I'm not familiar with games, any video games. I said, "Oh, it's interesting. I even don't know how it's happening." I said, "Okay, I would like to try." And after he told me like, I send your profile, and probably in 2 weeks they came back, like they made the first selection, and they have chosen like
You.
from not me, like some less than the first time, less models than at the first time.
Some other potential candidates.
Like the first time it was like about 700 or something like that, as I know. And after
700 candidates.
yes, and
Wow.
after can you imagine, it's Resident Evil. I haven't
Yeah.
understand at that time, like wow, it's so big casting, like and yeah. And after they probably from these 700 they have chosen like 50 50 something, and they asked us to prepare some material like video and photos, like to pose, to see expression on the video, because photos it's one thing, and you need normal photos or normal video, because on the photo you can be like a goddess, and in real life you are just
They actually asked me to send a video in July
Mhm.
before, but I didn't know it was. I knew it was for Capcom, so maybe it was related. Actually, asked me to send
Probably.
like a video, just like turning around.
Probably, yeah, you're right, because it makes sense. They needed our expressions, and they shouldn't see how our
Yeah,
muscles,
if you
face
see
muscles should move, and something like that.
emoji, like the
Yeah,
expression of
yeah,
the facial
expressions.
expression. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember now. They actually asked me like to go topless and turn around. My agency said, asked me to send this for like a project Capcom. So maybe it was the same. I believe it was the same because I did like some other Capcom.
It's like general stuff for models who is sending their snaps or video material, because it helps to clients to realize what do you have actually.
Mm. No, I've been working on different projects for Capcom, like commercials, for example. There's a Universal Studio in Osaka, and actually, at some point, I did a commercial when I was like dressed like a zombie before
Whoa.
becoming Carlos. So maybe at the beginning when I heard Capcom, it was maybe Universal Studio in Osaka. But like I told you, soon as they said Carlos, it was a keyword to me. Like they're gonna make the game, 100%.
It's
But
so
before they say
nice.
that, yeah, before they say that, I thought it was gonna be like a, amusement park with a Resident Evil team that does exist in Osaka. So maybe it was the reason why they asked me to send that video. It's maybe related. I'm gonna ask them.
Mm. So what was your feelings when your agent told you that you got this job?
I was really, really excited. I was so proud. I was like, wow. No, I was very excited because when you see the first Carlos, he looks totally different. He
Mhm.
looks more like a boys band from the 90s, the Backstreet Boy looking guy.
But Carlos,
Uh,
it's like it's some the
kind
previous.
of American.
Mhm.
Yeah. Didn't really fit
Mhm.
the character,
Mhm.
but his voice was like a cholo. He has an accent.
Mhm.
All the foxy ladies like my accent. He was speaking like that. But then they took off the accent, and it's like they did the opposite, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first Carlos was like European Caucasian looking guy
Mm-hmm.
with a Latin American accent,
Mm-hmm.
and the new Carlos is the opposite. Is like Latin American looking guy with a Hollywoodian
Mm-hmm.
accent. So maybe that's the idea, I think.
As I understand, Capcom like to play with characters because I've got so many messages like, "Oh wow, Jill, she's in game. She's American, no?
Who?
Jill."
Jill Valentine is American, and I think Cloverfield is half Japanese and French.
I
So
know,
Jill
like
Valentine.
she has because in Japan it has even other name. This franchise, Biohazard.
Biohazard. Yeah,
Biohazard. And Jill Valentine has other name. I won't be able to recall it
I
now.
think it's just Jill Valentine. It's just pronounced Japanese way. Jill
Yeah.
Valentine.
Okay.
It's
So
like Carlos Oliveira is Carlos Oliveira. No, it's like just the pronunciation, but it's the same. It's just the way you're gonna read it.
I'm not sure that it's Japanese. I mean Japanese characters because they all. I don't know how
No,
to explain this. For me, it's
I
like
think
a American game. No, I know that Capcom did this, but like
mm,
probably because I always hear this English speech, like, and all actors were Americans.
well, the original Resident Evil is actually Japanese. The original
Yeah, I know.
uh, real actor for Carlos Oliveira, for instance, is Yasumoto, Hiroki Yasumoto. From I think he started Carlos from 2003, like old design, and the new design is the same.
Mm-hmm.
So that guy is obviously uh, linked to Resident Evil 3 since long time ago. Like it's been years and years and years. It's like 17 years he's in the game, literally in the game. Someone is just confirming that Jill is half French, half Japanese. Actually,
Ah, okay.
yeah, that's what I thought. I wasn't sure if it was
Okay.
Claire Redfield or Jill Valentine. It's Jill. It's you.
Oh, okay.
Didn't know you were Japanese.
No, I mean I was confused. I didn't realize like Jill, and after I realized that her name is not like Jill Valentine, she has analog, not analog, like a Japanese name.
It's not maybe from the father side, Valentine, Valentin, Valentine, maybe. Has to be a French name.
Okay, I will check it.
Yeah.
Tell me, was it your first experience in for face modeling a character for video game? Yeah,
Like 3D modeling was my first experience.
first
But
experience.
for video game, I did like a pilot for a game called 1-2 Switch on Nintendo Switch. It was a pilot, and we were like if you know like 1-2 Switch, if you play the game, all the thing I see in the game, I can spot you the thing I've been doing during the pilot. But they choose like other actors for the game, and I know most of the actors for 1-2 Switch
Mm-hmm.
on Nintendo Switch. So, how about you? First time doing like such project?
Yeah, yeah. For me, it's the first time.
How was it? Like when you got in that bright room with all the cameras around you and the flashes. How did you feel?
Uh, Actually, I was shocked how they brought me there. I think it was in Capcom office, right? Because
Yeah, by Osaka.
okay,
Yeah, the studio was in
and
Osaka.
now I'm just starting to realize that they made sure that I didn't recognize the building because I didn't recognize obviously I'm not, but just in case they put me in
Taxi.
in one car. After they did like a round, brought me and take me by I I s- I took another car, and they brought me to Park Road, and I was like in my hoodie, and everything was like back door, and it was super
You know why?
secret. Nobody speak with me. Like they speak with me, but like they didn't tell me any details.
I think maybe because they wanted to keep it secret, and maybe in case of there's a leak by Capcom, because there
Yes.
is leaks coming from Capcom.
Mm-hmm.
So they were kind of worried of what if somebody find out that she's the new face of Jill Valentine?
Mm-hmm.
That may be a problem for them. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
why they were.
yeah. I understand this. Yeah, I get this. So, and for me, it was kind of super secret
Yeah, like
experience. And when I get to this room with all these cameras, I was like, wow, you do this this way. And during the flashes,
it
uh,
was difficult. Yeah.
I don't actually remember. I think if I don't remember, probably it didn't hurt me a lot, like my eyes.
The problem was just like not blinking, because when you have 100 of camera flashing at the same time, one pop, and you have to stay to
And
keep that
you
facial.
like
Yeah, like for example, you go like this,
uh-huh.
like this. A lot of facial expressions was like the Grinch, right? Like in Jim Carrey looking like. And then they were asking you like to froze like this, right? Like this, and boom, you have the pop. And if you move, you do it again.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to keep your eyes open. They didn't wanted you to
No, I
blink.
used to this on the shoots.
And you know what was difficult? The temperature was getting higher and higher each time.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Temperature is when it's hot.
Temperature. Temperature.
Mm,
You mean it got
ver-
very hot during.
yeah,
Mhm.
at the end, it was getting very hot in here, like
Mm.
very warm.
Mhm.
And I think we had to do a little break, if my memory is. Oh no, we just finished. He said it's gonna be the last one, so try
Mhm.
the focus. So we just did it, and then we switched to another room for the body. Did you do body too?
No.
So they brought me actually in a second room with like hundred of cameras too for body 3D scanning too, like dressing like Carlos and topless
Mhm.
and just wearing yeah, it was black shirt
Mhm.
only. So nice experience, but just memorable. I'm gonna
Yeah,
remember this.
it's true.
And nice people, the nice
Yeah.
people.
I
Yeah.
as it was my first time working with Japanese people, uh,
Mm.
I fell in love with them. Like
Did you had a translator in case they brought
yeah,
someone was
yeah, we
speaking
had a translator. Yeah.
like speaking Russian
No,
or
English,
English?
English.
Turkish guy from Texas,
Oh, I don't remember.
like a guy with a beard, nice guy, very polite.
No, I think he was Japanese as well.
Okay, like my translator, who wasn't really necessary because I could speak English and Japanese, they didn't know that.
Most of the crew, most of
He was
the
really nice.
team didn't speak English. Just one guy, photographer, who did
Mm.
like some pictures for the post. He spoke a
My
little.
my translator, the guy they brought for translation working for Capcom was from Texas, Turkish guy from Texas. He was really nice, very polite, and yeah, if you see this, hi, Turkish guy from Texas. I forgot your name. I'm sorry.
No, everybody was very polite and like it's Capcom.
Yeah,
So
very polite. Wait a second. I'm just gonna plug my
sure.
computer. I didn't plug it. I don't want the. I don't want the chat to just stop all of a sudden. Give me 1 second. You can keep talk. You can hear.
I can tell you the next question for you.
I'm here. I'm back.
Out of all the horror games you played, which game scared you the most? Be honest.
Scared me the most?
Yeah.
Silent Hill 2 on PlayStation 2.
Really? Because a lot of guys advise me to continue my streaming and try this game as well.
Silent Hill is really, really, really scary.
Can you advise it to me with my
I mean, that's all game, right? The Silent Hill was on PlayStation 2, Silent Hill 2, but I remember the sensation and the graphics. There was some kind of grain on the, like a filter that was giving that stress sensation in the game. It was really special. It was different from Resident Evil because it was more like, what the F is going on? And there is kind of nemesis like guy running after you, wearing a triangle hat, coming from nowhere, shitting your pants. You don't know what's going on. You're running. It was just crazy. It's scarier than Resident Evil because in Resident Evil you expect zombies, but in that game you didn't expect those things, the cons. Like, I don't even know what that was. The guy with the.
Okay, without spoilers, probably I will try this.
Yeah, play the game.
Okay. Okay.
A lovely
So
game.
so as you told me, you have played the original version. Which Carlos do you like more, original one or the new one?
The new one.
Obviously. Okay.
The old Carlos didn't fit, I believe, the image they wanted to give him. When I think Carlos Oliveira, or I think Garias, like a mercenary, and he was too. The old design was too Amai. Amai is like too sweet. Didn't fit like the Rumble-like guy that he was supposed to be, the communist guerrilla guy that he's supposed to be. That's what he is. When you see this, you read Carlos, how you say that in English? No, who he is basically. You find out that he's Latin American. He he was a guerrilla fighter. He's a communist, and this reminds me of Che Guevara, Fidel Castro.
Yeah, for me it's something also like the guy from Brazil or Cuba or South America.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I was thinking. And then, well, as time was flying by, I think Carlos became more mature, and here I am.
Okay.
What do you think of the old Jill? The old design?
I can't say. I mean, I haven't played. I just I've seen some pictures, but I think it's stupid to judge.
If you haven't played, just skip the question.
Yeah, probably we will talk about this after.
Play it and then
yeah.
If you haven't played, there's no point answering.
Sorry. What do you think about appearance of Jill and Carlos? Okay, I got your point about Carlos, but probably not all. Tell me.
What can you rephrase that?
What do you think about appearance of Jill and Carlos?
The way they look.
Yeah, the new versions.
There's a chemistry, obviously, in the game. You can feel that there's a chemistry. They're not partner, but they kind of partner. Like Jill says, not your partner, but in the end, she likes him, and it's obvious. So I like the chemistry. They back each other, and I like that. I like the complicity between the two, even though they kind of, two sides of a room. Like one is UBCS and the one The other one is stars, and UBCS is trying to kill the stars. Not UBCS, but Umbrella hire UBCS mercenary.
Hmm.
But in the end, they like each other. So I like that. I like that chemistry. It's really interesting.
So then, why do you think Jill? What do you think? Why Jill does put up resistance to Carlos and his compliments? Because in the
Maybe,
game, she just she
yeah,
really
you know,
resisted.
I think she likes him and she doesn't want to show that she likes him, so she's trying to put a barrier, a screen, like
Why?
because she likes him. I think.
It's like a normal reaction.
Yeah, normal reaction. Maybe Carlos knows that he's attractive. He knows that he's successful with women, so she doesn't want to fall in that trap. So she's like, okay, social distance, coronavirus here. I
Hmm.
mean, T virus, sorry. So that's why I think she's trying to be not cold, but in the end, as the game is evolving, there is more complicity, and I like that.
So I just picked one question from the chat. The guy asked, what character is your favorite from Resident Evil franchise?
Mm, the Resident Evil franchise, my favorite. Wait, I would say Carlos. He's tough. He
Of
looks
course,
different.
the new one. You mean?
Yeah, the new Carlos is different. Like it's like he's really different. I like the design, obviously, and he's tough. He can go like Carlos punch. He wasn't doing this in the previous one. It was just like giving a shoulder, like he goes like Carlos Ogi,
Hmm.
right? Boom,
So
Satsu,
about
boom.
Carlos' opinion, I got uh, enormous amount of mails with questions about hairstyle. So please, your thoughts about this?
Like the bushy hairstyle.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it because I think Capcom did it on purpose. They knew that if they would like give Carlos a normal haircut, he would like kind of look like Chris Redfield, very similar. Actually, Chris Redfield kind of looked like me.
Really?
Yeah, with that haircut, yeah, very similar. So maybe they were like worried of that resemblance. That's why they gave like the different haircut.
Mm-hmm.
So or maybe they saw some picture of me where I'm kind of bushy hair. So they took the inspiration from here. Not sure, but I like it because it's like a signature. It's like a spectrum that belong only to colors. You won't see anybody like this in the history of video game except one guy from Tekken called Miguel that kind of look like him. But Miguel has like more nicer hair, I believe.
Okay.
Play Tekken. There's a guy called Miguel. He's Latin American too. So maybe there is some kind of similarity from there. Not quite sure.
Benson, was something that shocked you most about your character?
My character.
Like probably similarities or.
Yeah. So when I went to the studio, they handled me. I don't know if they did this to you, but they gave me like a how do you call this? An art concept of Carlos, right? They gave it to me. So this is what we're trying to get. And when I saw the drawing, I was really surprised to see the similarity. I was like, did they draw this before I was selected as a potential Carlos, or after? Because you can find the art drawing on the internet, even in Resident Evil. You can unplug it, and it was really interesting. So I think they made it before, And that's why they were so eager to get me on that project, because of the resemblance. Before they even choose me, I think before they choose me, they draw Carlos, and he looks like exactly just like me. So when they saw me on my agency, like the portfolio, we want that guy. And even my agent, when I want to leave, she's like, no, 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 don't leave, don't leave, don't leave. Just stay longer. Just go take vacation. I mean, like, go to Korea and come back. You will feel better. And I'm pretty sure that's the reason they really wanted me. Because no audition, no 700 people.
So they created a character in their minds, and after they find you in real life.
Yeah, it's like maybe someone somewhere was drawing me like from a different dimension, or I don't know, but it's like really similar if you see like what I'm talking about, like the art drawing. I was really surprised. And according to the video game, when you unlock that art design drawing, it was made before I was chosen, way before, because it's like concept drawing. It's like a concept, which means it has been done before the game was even created. So I think it was before. So that really surprised me actually. How about you? Did you see like the art concept, or did they give you like a paper?
No. For me, it
Nothing.
was like I haven't known till December what was it. Like
Till December.
I have been living all this time, and I haven't known if I even get some information about when my when this game will be released. And
Actually, same thing.
because
Yeah, actually.
they just told me like you will know it, and I said okay, like I'm in Japan, okay, nobody is speaking English, and you
Yeah,
probably won't remember me, because in modeling it's
yeah, you do your job and that's it.
yeah,
Goodbye.
unfortunately, yeah, and clients even sometimes they don't know your name, they don't remember this
Yeah,
even.
you just do your job.
Yes, and
You shoot what they want.
I thought it was the same situation. Like, okay, I did my job, and I hope I will see it, and I hope it will be something nice. But I haven't expected like it will be so huge. Like,
Yeah, it's huge actually. It's
yeah,
really nice. 2 million exemplaries sold the first weeks of the game.
yeah. But
It's crazy.
yeah. It's a lot, especially during quarantine
Outbreaks. Yeah,
outbreak. Yeah, because
it just like fits. It's like just fitting the good timing, and so people were like escaping
no,
a virus
actually,
in real life.
I've heard about like um, this virus didn't help to for how to say, for cells. It's just
Mm.
failed this, and it could be more. I meant this one.
What's interesting is like people are escaping a virus nowadays in the air, and they escaping a virus. This is spreading in the city of Raccoon City, right? So it's the same thing. So we
Yeah.
have a virus. We try to escape. You go back home. You take your video game. You find out there's a virus too, and you try to escape. So it's like wow, same feeling. It's
So
nice.
probably it's some life lesson. Can I say this?
Yeah,
Like
maybe it's just like a sign, you
you
know.
you
Like
you
so,
shouldn't you shouldn't escape from your problems, huh?
yeah, they will come back to you.
Philosophy from Capcom.
Kind of. Don't escape your problem. Try to solve them
Mm-hmm.
instead. Don't try to delocate a problem. You're just like moving the problem somewhere else. You're gonna have to solve it anyway.
Yeah,
Well,
it's true.
I solved Jill's problem on stream. Believe me, I solved the problem of the zombies and nemesis. You know, they're scared of you.
I believe you. Tell me, what has changed since you became Carlos, one of the main character of Resident Evil? Yeah, do you feel this like I don't know how to say it. Like, do you feel the how this project is big?
I knew that it was gonna be a big project. I knew that I felt it's gonna be big,
So you have
bigger
been
than Resident
prepared.
Evil 2. I was very silent about it. Even social media, Instagram, I actually went from public to private. And recently, I just went public. Just recently, but in the beginning, I wanted to stay private. To be frank, then someone told me like for promotion and maybe you should go public, and I followed the advices. So I knew that it was gonna be big because Resident Evil 3, like I said, is different from Resident Evil 2. If you play Resident Evil 2 Remake, you can't dodge, you can't punch, you can't do that. You can stab with your knife, but that's it. You know, you can try the skip Mr. X who wants to give it to you, but it's not like Resident Evil 3. In Resident Evil 3, there is much, much more action. It's much more action oriented, and I like it.
So,
Do you
and
like it?
you can see that nothing changed? Say.
Compared to Resident Evil 2?
No, I mean like your life before
Oh yeah,
release
yeah,
Resident
yeah.
Evil 3 and
Definitely,
now.
definitely. I definitely got the attention of a lot of people on social medias, like a lot of, I guess, success somehow. And because when you have like Carlos Oliveira no or Minitsuke Otoko, I'm holding the not the title, but I'm Carlos Oliveira for a lot of people. They don't call me Benson Mokhtar, they call me Carlos. So see, that's kind of surprising. Sometimes they forgot that I have a real name. So things should be the same for you.
Yeah, it's the same. Like my second name is Juma.
Yeah, I'm just gonna file a form soon and go like, my new name is Carlos Oliveira. Forget about Benson Mokhtar, right? Because that's how people are calling me anyway. Just kidding. But yeah, there's a changing, obviously. Definitely, yes.
So
Actually, people started,
tell me.
actually, some people started to contact me, and I don't know how they find out on social media that I was Carlos Oliveira. I stayed silent, but some people find out.
Probably
I don't know how they did.
because of release of the game
Before,
before.
before the release of the game, I mean, like January.
Mm.
January, people calling me, like sending me message. Are you Carlos Oliveira? Are you? And I was scared. I was like, oh, maybe I have to stay, mute because I got a contract with Carlos to be silent about it. But then you know what? The game got released 2 weeks earlier in France before the official release. Yeah,
Really?
because,
Why?
yeah, because of the outbreak. Like the stores were closing in France because of the outbreaks. So they decided to sell the game 2 weeks earlier. So that's why you could find people playing the game and doing modes. And 2 weeks earlier, I was really surprised. Like, what's the point trying to keep a secret? If the game is released 2 weeks earlier. So I'm like, okay, fine. But actually, Capcom was unaware of this.
Really?
Like Capcom Osaka, they were very upset. I think Capcom France maybe distributed the game to the stores, right? And they distributed the game earlier, but they didn't expect the stores to sell them earlier. That's the only rational explanation I have. That's kind of a mistake, but things happen. People were being happy about it in France.
I hope in this situation it's not a big deal. Like, I mean, I understand it's not how these things should be done, but in this situation, everything is working differently.
I mean, it's good for me. Like if I knew that the game was released earlier, I would have definitely tried to get it. I knew that he was released earlier, 2 weeks later. So I didn't know that. Someone sent me like, "Hey, do you know that the game has been released?" I'm like, "No." Someone who identified me, right, was trying to contact me on social medias and like, "The game has been released." I'm like, "No, the game has to be released on April the 3rd." And I looked for it, and I'm in France at the moment. I'm like, "Oh, it's true. The game is there. It was there, but I didn't know." So people knew that the game was released in France earlier. Guy from America and Brazil, they knew before French people. Go explain me that.
I can't explain.
Yeah, it's like the power of social media.
Yeah, it's true. So, Carlos, I have the final question for you.
Yeah,
Do
sure.
you want your character return to a new Resident Evil game in the future?
Would be fun. Would be nice. I would love to see some Carlos extension. I think there is a game called extra game or extension game called Resistance, Resident Evil Resistance.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jill has been
Mm-hmm.
released for Resistance.
Yeah, she was.
What's the name of Trus? I forgot his name. Nikolai,
Mm-hmm.
Trus, the coward.
Truth. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nikolai is a Trus. So Nikolai is part of the game now, mastermind Nikolai. But I didn't hear of Carlos, and I would love to see a sequel of Carlos before Resident Evil 3 or after what's happening, because we lost the track of Carlos after Resident Evil 3. From 99 to 2020, Carlos just vanished.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be nice to see some extension. Yeah, definitely.
Maybe you have some character in your mind which you want um, to be a face model for, not from Resident Evil franchise, probably
Mm,
from other games, video games.
maybe Street of Rage 2, Barnacle 2, or Barnacle 4 would be nice to be part of this family too. I love that game. Like a beat 'em up from back in the 90s. That would be nice.
I hope it will happen one day. Probably someone who is
I'm good at kicking, that's why. I do like nice kicks, and so I can fit that game pretty sure.
okay. So
Well,
I asked everything, I think, which I
yeah,
prepared. Yeah.
I got a question for you. Um, Someone wants you to say, that's more like a request than a question. Someone wants you to say in Russian, "You want stars? I'll give you stars." Can you say that in Russian? Mm.
But you know that stars in Russian it's звезды, and it's
Звезды.
the same like ты хочешь
Я
звезд,
знаешь.
ты хочешь
Я знаю.
звезд, я дам тебе звезды, something
Say it
like
again.
that. Ты хочешь звезд, я дам тебе
Mm.
звезды. It's
You
kind
know
of
how you?
romantic. It's kind of romantic.
Yeah, it sounds romantic. Like you want stars, I'll give you stars. But Nemesis gave me stars too. Believe me. Do you know how you say that in Japanese? Very easy. Hoshiga Hoshi.
Hoshiga Hoshi.
Yeah. Hoshiga Hoshi.
Hoshiga.
Hoshi means like, do you want? Hoshin desu ka? Hoshi, and Hoshi is like say, like stars. Hoshi and say is the same kanji, same symbol, but one is onyomi pronunciation, the other is kunyomi pronunciation. Same symbol, different pronunciation. Hoshi, Hoshi, Hoshiga Hoshi. This is
Okay.
it.
I have learned some words when I was working with Capcom. My agent taught me like after our work. I said like thank you. It was pleasure to work with you.
Yeah.
I remember two phrases, probably not two. Like I remember Ohayo gozaimasu. What does it mean? It's
Good
like
morning.
good morning. Okay.
Ohayo gozaimasu. Good morning.
And other one is
Itadakimasu. Eating.
Otsukaro deshita something.
Otsukare sama deshita.
Utsukare sama deshita.
Means like good work, good job, but very polite. It's sankego, kenjogo, keigo. Keigo, mitsu desu. Keigo, mitsugo. Keigo, sankego to kenjogo. It's like when you talk to very polite manner, like honorific and respectable speech. Nobody speaks like that usually, in the street in slang.
Oh, okay. But it was like official.
Yeah. Only
Yes.
like when you work. You hear this only when you go to a kaisha, society, or you work with your mates. But this is it. In the street, it's like formal. There's there's different speech in Japanese depending on the hierarchy, which makes it kind of intimidating at the beginning. But once you get the concept, it's just easy. For example, if I say look, it's like mite or miru. But if you wanna be polite, you're gonna go like goran, goran nasai, goran, miru. It's the same thing but different speech. If you say do you know? Shiteru desu ka? Shiteru. If you wanna be polite, gozonji desu ka? So that's switching speeches. I think it's kind of not a waste of time, but
Japanese
this is just
classes.
hierarchy. Yeah, this is hierarchy. Depending on the way you're gonna talk, you're gonna know that this guy is a high hierarchy or low hierarchy, depending the way you speak or the way they speak to him. Oh, that guy is very important. So that's why I think they speak like that. And what else is difficult in Japanese? This is it. Not difficult, just intimidating at the beginning. Have you been trying to learn Japanese so far? Not necessary in Russian.
Why?
In Russia. Not necessary in Russia.
You mean Japanese not so popular in Russia?
No, I don't think so.
Probably in Vladivostok, something like this. But most people in Vladivostok speak Chinese, I think.
Do you know that in Japan, the first people in Japan come from Russia?
The first people in Japan come.
Yep, the first people who came to Russia are called the Ainu. Ainu, Minzoku, the tribute of the tribes of Ainu. Ainu Minzoku desu. They come from Siberia, Russia. Then they spread from Hokkaido, the north. They came maybe 10,000 years before, the Han or Yamato Minzoku that came from China and Korea. The Japanese are technically Chinese and Korean, same ethnicity, called Yamato Minzoku or Wajin. They came later after the Russian ancestor came. It's a different. They don't look Asian, right? Ainu. They look like you actually in Hokkaido. It's a minority now because they're disappearing.
It's on the south or north?
North. Like from Siberia they came because before there were ice and they could cross from Japan and Hokkaido and some island in the north to Siberia. There were no gap between. So that's very interesting, knowing that the first Japanese who came to spread in Japan, the first community that came to spread in Japan is actually coming from Russia and not from Asia. I mean, like not from Wajin, Yamato Minzoku, not from Southeast Asia. And you have another ethnicity coming from Thailand, Indonesia, in the south. Like if you go to Okinawa, they look different. They're more like brown skin, tan. They don't look like Honshu. They don't look like the main island in Japan, like Yamato Minzoku, which represent 80% of the population. Interesting, isn't it?
Not just Japanese classes and historical classes as well, I guess, today.
Yeah, no, I know. Edo Jidai, Senkoku Jidai, Showa Jidai. What's up? Edo Jidai, Senkoku Jidai. What's the name of Meiji Jidai? Meiji Jingyu was the emperor after the revolution in 1867, I believe. Well, I like history too. I like to study history. Interesting, isn't it? I know a lot about Russia and Soviet Union.
Wow, it's cool.
Yeah, actually the Rus tribe. Rus come from actually from nowadays Kiev in Ukraine, the
Mm-hmm.
kingdom of Kiev. Have you heard about it?
Yeah,
That's
Kievska
the
Rus, yes.
yeah,
It started from
Karus.
Kiev.
That's the first kingdom, Russian kingdom actually coming from Kiev, and then they started to spread. So interesting.
Benson, I'm sorry, my battery is dying on my
Me too.
battery camera. So,
Hey, I had a lot of questions for you, but couldn't ask them. So maybe we do that some other times. I've been printing like questions from
if you
people.
will have time, let's do it. Why not?
Yeah, because you know, like I printed all the questions from people here. There's much more I couldn't ask. I think I was too passionate.
But
Next
it
time.
was nice talk with you. I hope
Yeah,
guys like this, and I got to know you better. I
yeah,
think guys as well. So
yeah.
I have some extra questions which I got in my chat. One guy, Alex, uh, told that he liked you, but like in a platonic way, like normal way. He is really like probably you're his how to say kumir.
Kumir.
Kumir, it's like the
Anima,
person
anima, Kumir.
hero, like hero.
Oh, Kumir. Like a real hero for him. Well, thank you. And thank you.
One guy said that French use Nutella instead of peanut butter. Is it true?
They use butter.
Nutella instead peanut butter. French people use it.
Yeah, they love Nutella for sure. Like, yeah, I would say yes. I would say yes, definitely. Jam and Nutella is more popular than peanut butter. I told you that actually at
Mm-hmm.
the beginning. It is.
So that uh, just a second.
Just I got some question maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Were you familiar with Resident Evil before your involvement with Resident Evil 3?
I've heard, but no, I haven't been familiar with this. I'm just starting to know
Mm.
during
And,
my.
and some guy, Amore guy, is asking, did you guys meet during the shooting before? We didn't.
We didn't.
We didn't.
It's just
Uh,
our first proper talk. Yesterday, some of you could see like our failed stream, but it shouldn't supposed to be for everybody. It's just my mistake. And
it's fine. We'll do some more
yeah,
eventually.
we had like a quick talk, like preparation. We fixed some things
Oh,
to,
sorry.
to 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 have
Maybe
this.
one more question.
Yeah.
Do you hope to continue down this line in video game industry? Maybe portraying characters or maybe voiceover?
If I would like to do this job again, like to
Like like doing a game related to any video games, like doing the voice or like playing another character, doing the face model for another character in video games. Would you like to do that?
yes, definitely I would. And actually, I would like to make not only face capture, but also face modeling, also face capture, acting, and voice. I know I. I should have acting skills for this, but I think it's awesome to try something new. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm really interested in this. I find it very interesting. Yeah.
Very special, especially the connection with the community, something I never went through actually. And some people is suggesting if you would play Resident Evil Resistance, like online game
Mm-hmm.
with fans, and eventually uh, like do some exchange streaming, like I play, you play, and you play with fans, because it's an online game.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like Resident Evil 3, it's included, but you can play with different partners.
Yeah, I know.
Would you be interested doing that?
The question is if I will invite some fans.
Like they want to see me and you playing
Ah.
Resident Evil Resistance
Mm-hmm.
online.
Mm-hmm.
So you play and I play in real time. They see that, and also playing with fans, because you can play, I think, up to five
Four or
people in
five,
the
yeah.
same four up to four people in the same time. I give it a try,
Mm-hmm.
a quick try. It's more complicated than Resident Evil 3.
More
It's very
complicated.
complicated.
I think
It
we
is.
will find it out, and one day we will try it together.
Yeah, we'll try. I don't know if you play on PlayStation or
No.
So I don't know if we can mix PlayStation and computer. You do, right?
We need to find it out. I don't know. I'm like
Novice.
I'm very bad at the technique, and
Well, try to find out, and try to find out too. I got a lot of questions, but I think it's too. We don't have much of time.
let's keep it for next time.
Sure, because I got a lot of questions for sure.
And we will ask, guys, do you want one more Q&A from Carlos and Jill?
Yeah, let's do that. Like a poll, and let's see what people think. But definitely would be nice.
Carlos, oh, sorry.
Yes,
Benson.
Jill. Kopai, Jill. Yes, I'm listening.
So Benson, it was a pleasure to meet you here, and thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you
Привет,
for
Spidey.
your questions, for your answers, and thank you for being honest. And
Yeah, no problem. One more thing: stay at home.
okay.
Can you say that in Russian?
Оставайтесь дома.
Stay at home, restez à la maison, ابقى في بيوتكم باللغة العربية.
I won't be able to
Okay.
repeat. Sorry.
It's fine.
Even in French.
It's okay. Restez à la maison.
Restez à la maison. Is it okay?
I know that. Yeah, I know that house is dom. Это дом, it's a house.
Yeah.
In Russian.
Yeah.
I don't know. Restez, stay. I don't know. Can you say it again?
How? How again?
Can you say it again? Stay home.
In Russian.
Yeah.
Оставайтесь дома.
Оставайся дома.
Оставайтесь.
Оставайтесь дома.
Да. Yeah.
Оставайтесь дома.
Mhm.
Stay home.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're good.
Thank you so much, Benson.
Thank for your time. Thank you.
See you next time, and keep in touch.
Yeah.
I hope, guys, you liked our stream, and we will wait for your feedback. Thank you for being with us.
Goodbye, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Au revoir. إلى اللقاء. Sayonara.
So